Hello everyone, it's Shalia. Welcome back to my channel. I promised you guys a long time ago that I would never ever share my current dream snaps ahead of voting. However, I am making this one exception because I have been getting a lot of questions from my original Vanellope Dream Snaps video from last year, and I'm hoping to answer most of those questions in this new Dream Snaps tutorial. We're going to cover custom items and how they can sneak into your picture without you even knowing it, and then we're going to go over how the new Dream Snaps filter works, and hint, it's fantastic. It's a great quality of life edition, and I'll give you some tips and tricks along the way. All right, let's do this. As most of you know, every week there is a new theme, and this week's theme is Moana's Village. Every other week will be either a decor challenge or an outfit challenge, and this week's theme is a decor challenge. It is get into an island groove, dress up your village with decor inspired by the world of Moana. So we need 4 calm items and 5 delicate items to cover the mandatory category. Just note that some items will fall under both categories and they can be used to fulfill both mandatory trait categories. Now, to help you score higher and to help you gain pixel dust, you will want to use more of the mandatory items than what it tells you. You will also need to add bonus items, and in this case, they are Rustic and Moana. The more bonus items, the better. Of course, when you go to submit your photo, the camera only shows you how many mandatory items you've used, so you'll need to track the bonus items yourself. And unfortunately, I personally believe the ranking is vote-based, so make sure you design around the theme and strategically place items to where they look good and not just look like they've been thrown out on the ground to get the best ranking you can from fellow players. I've already submitted a photo, however Moana was sleeping when I did that and I'd really like to have her in the picture, so I have her hanging out with me today, and if they don't want to stand close to you, let me show you what we need to do. All we have to do is go over to her and then push them where we want them, and once you get them kind of where you want them, you can just adjust which way you push them. That's all you've got to do, just push them wherever you want them. And then when you want them to actually look at the camera, you're going to stand towards them and you're going to have them look at you towards wherever the camera is going to be taking the picture. In this case, I'm looking at her and I'm having her look at the camera. So once you do that, you can just back out of the dialogue and she'll be standing there just waiting for you to take the picture. And on a side note, I also wanted to put Pua in my picture, but in order to do that, I would have had to have the companion pet activated before I go into camera mode, and I didn't have him on me at the time of this video, but I will adjust that later and take another picture. I'm also going to change my smile, my filter, and my stance. These are just extras that can help your picture rank higher. Try to keep your characters from blocking your decor as well if it's a decor challenge, since obviously this one is a decor challenge and you want to make sure everyone can see it. And once you've got the picture the way you want it, you are ready to submit your photo. To do that, just take the photo as usual. The legend in the bottom left corner will pop up if you like hiding the UI like I do, and you will now have an option to show dream snaps. When you use that option on your controller or keyboard, in the top left-hand corner, you will now see if you've covered all the mandatory items. In my case, I've gone over and above what was needed. If you have everything you need and you're satisfied with it, go ahead and press whichever button key tells you to submit your picture. If you have everything you need and there are no issues with the custom items, you will get the "Your picture was correctly submitted" pop-up box, and you'll just click it and that's it. Now, of course, if you don't have enough items, you just want to go back in there and add more items until you have enough. It's good to note that you can change your picture anytime you want during the submission period. I always make sure mine is done by Tuesday evening, although I believe you have a couple hours in the morning on Wednesdays to make last minute changes. I personally just don't want to risk it. Also, during the submission period, don't forget to vote on the previous week's submissions, as this is 300 free moonstones, and with the prices in the premium shop, Lord knows we need those moonstones, right? So, what happens when you go to submit your dream snaps and you have everything and more that you need, but you get the pop-up that says your picture cannot be submitted because it contains touch of magic items, and you know there are no touch of magic items anywhere near you? Well, this happens to me all the time, and I'm going to show you why it's happening and how to avoid it. When I am facing towards the Forest of Valor, the camera is picking up my ice skating rink that I built right at the entrance to the Frosted Heights, so it's pretty far away from me. I use custom rugs to make that ice skating rink, and the camera is capturing that somehow. I remember back in the early days of Dream Snaps, every time I would set up my area to take a pic, no doubt I was standing the wrong way and there was always a custom rug somewhere in another biome that the camera could see and I couldn't. I eventually had to totally rip out my entire boardwalk because of this, which really made me kind of sad. Now, there are 2 solutions to this issue. One is to not use any custom items or clothing, although clothing isn't as big of a deal as items, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Or 2, just make sure you pick a staging area where you can just do your dream snap snaps and make sure the area is facing away from your custom items. Now let's talk about custom clothing and why this one can be really sneaky as well. As you can see, I'm wearing a dress, so there is no way I can also have a custom t-shirt or tank top on. And I'm not wearing Mickey ears either, so I knew I was good to go. However, let's go change our clothing and I'll show you why you can totally forget you're wearing a custom item. I'm going to go into the wardrobe and I'm going to click on customize. As you can see, I have a backpack in there, lots of tees, I have a hat and Mickey ears, and we do now have canvases that we can put up on the wall, so be very careful of that as well. So if I put on my Mickey ears because I think they are so cute and they kind of match my outfit actually, and then I try to take a dream snap, everything is good until we get to the custom items pop up. If I put on a custom t-shirt and then for some reason I put a sweatshirt on or a coat that completely covers my custom t-shirt, it will look like you no longer have the t-shirt on. However, when you put a coat on in some costumes, your custom t-shirt never actually gets removed. You are still wearing that t-shirt even though you can't see it, but the camera can. So you can't be sneaky to the camera. It knows. So the best way to make sure you are not wearing any custom items under something, go change your shirt or backpack, ears or hat, or whatever you have on that's custom, and change that out with something that is not a custom item. It's basically the only way to remove the custom items once you're wearing them. In most cases, the t-shirts and other custom items won't be an issue unless you forget that they're custom made, of course. But normally, the custom clothing shouldn't be that big of a deal because you can just change. And if you're not sure you got the custom items off, just go back into your camera mode and try to submit your dream snaps again. If it's still showing the custom item error and you know you've taken off all custom clothing, you've walked the whole way around your valley and there are no custom items and the camera is still picking something up, you've either forgotten that you placed something down, or you didn't get your custom item off of you, or then you might just have a glitch and we'll need to get in touch with GameLoft to fix it, or Disney Dreamlight Valley team. I'll put the link to their help page in the description, so in case you are having that issue, you can submit it to their Trello board. And real quick, I just want to show you my last Dream Snaps challenge submission. Of course, it was good, so that's why I'm showing you. No, that's not why. I'm just excited. I'm just giving you a good example since it was good. This one was for the Ancient Aesthetics Challenge, and I was pleasantly surprised this week. I scored 85.36 and I ranked 782. I received 4,000 moonstones and also received 186 pixel dust. Now for this picture, I did go above and beyond the mandatory and bonus items, which really helped my score and what I received in pixel dust. And as I said before, I believe the ranking is more based on the votes than anything else, but the better you place the items and the more items you have in the picture, the more pleasing to the eye it will be when folks start voting. So you want to keep that in the back of your mind, that make sure your picture is pleasing, okay? Don't just throw things anywhere. And food for thought. Although we'd like to think the wardrobe challenges are all about the wardrobe, they truly are not. If you don't decorate around your character's outfit with decor, although it doesn't seem fair, you're just not going to make out as well in the rankings, unfortunately. Before I let you go, I need to show you how the new Dream Snaps filter works. This change was a really good quality of life change, and I'm so glad they added it. I really didn't like the old filter, and this made it 100 times better. Let's go over to Skull Rock Island since there is a lot of room there, and we'll go into our furniture inventory. If it's a wardrobe challenge, this filter will be in the wardrobe tab. Just keep that in mind. The really nice thing they added is the little requirements and bonuses content that you'll need to put out. And if you hover over the picture of the item, you'll also see down at the bottom the matching tags. So that's really, really helpful. All right, this is just a quick build, guys, just to show you how to use the filter. I'm not putting this together to win any contest, but if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to decorating, this will at least give you an idea of how to keep things looking like they actually kind of belong in the picture. And once you get everything placed the way you like it, and of course that filter makes everything so simple, we're going to want to get your camera out. You're going to choose your pose and camera filter and snap that picture. And don't forget to submit it when you're done. And if you wanted to include your pet, make sure you have your pet armed with you before you hit your camera, and make sure you grab whoever you want in your picture with you. And that's it. And one last suggestion, if you have any interactable items like lights, make sure you turn them on whether it's day or night. I think it just makes things look nicer. All right, everybody, if you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a like and go ahead and subscribe if you feel compelled to. And I will see you guys all next time. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Bye.